We've been here before, fighting against the things that make us unhealthy, fearful, and lonely. While fitness centers closed their doors, we opened ours wider. We ran towards the front lines, providing childcare, food, support, and hope. We charged forward. As you begin to reset your life, consider joining more than a fitness center. We are a movement that says yes. Yes to the vulnerable. Yes to the isolated. And yes to swimming, fitness, and Zumba. The YMCA is so much more than a gym. We are a cause. A cause for a better us. Join a cause.
Hi, friends. I'm Lauren. Welcome to Gentle Yoga with the YMCA of Greater Brandywine. In today's practice, we'll take time to lengthen all the major muscle groups. We'll listen to our bodies and give ourselves what we need. You'll want a yoga mat if you have it, and if you don't, you'll want to clear a space on your floor where you have some room. We'll take time to relax together today. So if you wanted to gather pillows or blankets, whatever makes you comfortable, feel free to grab it as we settle in here. We're going to come into a comfortable position, seated on our mat or floor. We can be cross-legged, but we don't have to be. Listen to your body and do what's right for you. We might let our eyes close or even have them softly gazing, allowing ourselves to settle in, welcoming in this moment to practice yoga. When we're ready, we'll begin to circle our torso around. There's no right or wrong size or speed here. We're letting ourselves settle in. We'll take another circle or two like this, and then we'll go the other way. It's all right if we find aches or pains or tight spots. We'll take another circle or two around at our own pace, and the next time we're forward, we'll hang down here. Let your back round, let your head be heavy. Don't worry about how far you fold. We'll stay folded over and we'll walk our hands out so that our arms are long in front of us. Maybe where we feel length changes a little here. Maybe we find we have to ease off so that we don't come to the point of pain, and that's okay. We'll stay folded over and we'll walk our hands to one side, and it doesn't matter what way we go first. We'll stay folded over and walk our hands through center and over to the other side. Then we'll walk our hands back to center. And we'll walk them in, carefully sitting up tall again. Maybe our eyes stay closed or softly gazing as we take a gentle twist Again, it doesn't matter what way we go first. We'll take the opposite hand to the knee or the hip and turn as though we were looking behind us. We'll come back to center and we'll send our twist the other way. We'll make our way back to center. And I'll just say a quick hello again. It's nice to be together. Feel free to say hello in the comments. We're with each other and one another enjoying this practice. Also, now that you've moved a little, if you have any aches and pains and you want to share it in the comments, feel free to do so, and then we'll address them in our practice. Someone messaged earlier about tightness along the neck and shoulders, so we'll make some length and space there. And throughout our practice, remember, we're doing what feels right to our bodies. So I'll give you some options, but don't be afraid to do your own thing. From this comfortable seated position, we're going to let our legs go out long in front of us. Our back is up nice and tall. If we need a little support, we can use our hands and arms here, and they can come down behind us, and we can lean back a little. If we're feeling okay, we're going to squeeze the belly in tight and begin to point and flex our feet. Then we'll hold our feet flexed, and with our breath, we'll fold forward. Inhale and raise the hands and arms. Exhale and fold. Letting the back round and the head be heavy. Then letting the feet relax, we'll slowly roll ourselves up, pulling the belly in, letting our head come up last. Now that we've come up tall, we'll gently open up our hip space, getting into some of those tight hips. Let's take our right leg and hug it in with our knee bent, and now we're going to let the knee fall out to the side. So the sole of the foot is coming along our left leg, and if it feels too intense, like that hip is tight or the knee hurts, let's let that foot move away from us a bit. If we want to go a little deeper, let's pull that foot in closer to us. We're going to flex our left foot, and sitting up tall, we'll twist. So take your left hand to your right knee. Turn as though you were looking behind you. Now come back to center. And leaving that right knee out to the side, we'll place our left hand down and take our right arm up and over. We'll come back to center. We'll send our right leg out, and we're going to hug in the left. And it's okay if this side feels different than the other. See what works here. So we're letting the knee drop out to the side, and we're adjusting our foot if we need to. When we found what's right for us, we're going to flex our right foot and twist here. Our right hand to our left knee. We'll turn as though we were looking behind us. Then we'll come back to center. We're going to put our right hand down and take our left arm up and over. We'll come back to center. We're going to send our left leg out. We'll keep our feet flexed here. And with our breath, we'll fold forward. Inhale, raise the hands and arms. Exhale, fold. Again, we're allowing our back to round, our head to hang heavy. We're welcoming in where we feel that stretch. We're remembering to breathe. Then we're letting our feet relax, tucking our chin towards our chest, pulling our belly in, and slowly rolling up, allowing our head to come up last. From here, we're going to make our way onto our backs, and we'll lower slowly to get there. We'll take some stretches there, and then we'll do a little meditation together. So make sure you have room behind you. Maybe you scoot forward. I'm going to turn to the side here in case you need to peek at any of the movements or poses we do. With our back up tall, we'll lower slowly, reaching our hands and arms forward at shoulder height. We'll tuck our chin towards our chest and pull our belly in, feeling our back round. Squeezing our belly and bottom tight, we'll begin to slowly roll back and down. If we're finding it's too intense, we can bend our knees here and hold on to our legs to help us lower. When we make our way down, we'll let our arms rest at our sides. We might wiggle or adjust so that we're comfortable. We might decide to wiggle our fingers and toes. Then we'll let them come to stillness, and we'll hug our knees in towards our chest, finding cannonballs. We're feeling our low back press down. If we like, we'll raise our head, neck, and shoulders here, squeezing our belly tight and drawing our nose towards our knees. Then we'll lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. We'll extend our legs upward, our toes towards the ceiling. If our back is sensitive, we'll take our hands and slide them under our bottom, palm side down. And we'll point and flex the feet a moment here. And we'll let our feet come to stillness. We'll bend and straighten our knees a little. Taking some movements that are gentle on our joints. Letting ourselves change up the blood flow. The next time we bend our knees, we'll bring the soles of the feet down. We'll take our hands and arms. We're going to stretch them up and over our head so that our palms face the ceiling and we reach long from the fingertips to the hips. We might feel our low back arch a little here. We might feel a little length along the shoulder and upper back. And we'll grab a hold of our right wrist with our left hand and we'll pull a little left so that that right side is longer. We'll come back to center and change, holding the left wrist, pulling a little to the right, welcoming in that length. Then coming back to center, let's just reach long again, length from the fingertips to the hips. And then release, bringing the hands and arms down at your sides. We'll let our knees gently rock a little, allowing this to be relaxing along the low back and the back of the hips. Then we'll let our legs come to stillness. We'll take some small movements, and then if we like, come into bridge pose. So let's walk our fingers towards our heels. Here's a small movement creating length along the neck and shoulders. Let's tuck our hips under, pressing our back down onto the mat. And now let's squeeze our bottom tight. That small movement builds a little strength. And we can hold right here, or if we like, we can lift up into bridge pose, sending our hips upward. If we try it out and it's too much for us, if it causes discomfort, especially at the low back or along the neck, we'll just ease off. It's fine to try something out and to let it go in your practice. If we find that this is okay and we want to try pressing a little higher, we can. But wherever we are, we're remembering to breathe. And with our next breath out, we'll lower ourselves down if we've lifted up. We'll let our back and bottom relax. We'll take our right leg and extend it up, pointing our toes towards the ceiling. We're going to move from our hip here so that we let our heel turn in and then out. And we'll do it a few more times, gentle on our hip joint. Our belly pulled in tight. We'll do 2 more. Then we'll let our leg be still, and with our knee fairly straight, we'll bring our hands behind it and guide the leg towards us, welcoming in some length for the back of the thigh. We'll release our right leg down. We'll send our left leg up, again pointing those toes towards the ceiling. Pulling our belly in tight, we're moving at our hip so that our heel turns in and then back. A few more. Just 2 more. And then with our knee fairly straight, let's bring the hands behind the leg and guide it in towards us, welcoming in that length, knowing that it's all right if this side feels different than the other. We'll release our leg down, letting the foot find the mat or the floor, letting the hands and arms rest at our sides. If we don't feel comfortable here and we want to move or adjust, maybe laying our legs out straight, or maybe even rolling onto our side or sitting up, that's okay. We'll be taking a few moments to connect to our breath, so we want to be in a position that feels comfortable for us, whatever that is today. And then we'll take one hand to our belly and one hand to our heart space. With our eyes closed or softly gazing, we'll begin to lengthen our inhales and our exhales. There's no right or wrong pace here. We're welcoming in our own slow breath rhythm. And as we find that long breath in and long breath out, we'll allow our mind to quiet. Maybe for us today, everything falls away easily. Maybe for us today, this is the hardest part of our practice, and that's okay. As we breathe here, we'll release any thoughts that we don't need to focus on right now, knowing that they'll be there later if they're important. And we'll see in our mind's eye a gentle rainfall. Maybe we look up in our mind's eye, seeing gray clouds above us. Maybe we feel the rain drop down on us. Maybe we imagine ourselves safe inside, watching the rain through a window. But the rain that falls here is soft. It becomes a source of renewal. Gray clouds above us, soothing rain, a way to renew. We'll take one more slow breath here. Then we'll return to our regular breath rhythm. We can continue to see this gentle rainfall, allowing it to fill our awareness, or we can let it fade from our awareness as we interlace our fingers and tuck our hands behind our head, our elbows dropping out wide, and now maybe we can feel the upper back pressing down onto the mat or the floor. We might tilt our head back slightly, deepening the stretch along the front of the neck. And then if we like, we'll gently twist here It doesn't matter what way you go first, but let your legs fall over to one side. Then carefully move your legs through center and let them fall over on the other side. Make your way back to center. If we've tilted our head back, we'll just comfortably move it to a neutral position. We'll take our hands out from behind the head, hug the knees in towards the chest, and gently rock a little side to side. Then we'll rock a little front to back, and we'll use this momentum and whatever else it takes to sit up on our mats or the floor, returning to a comfortable seated position. We'll take a hip opener here. So with our back up nice and tall, let's take our right leg and send it out to the side. We'll bring our hands down to the mat or floor in front of us, letting ourselves hinge forward at the hip space. And maybe we can feel it along our inner thigh a little. We're going to leave our right hand down and reach our left arm up and back, taking our gaze over our left thumb. Then we'll carefully bring that left hand down. We're going to sit back here, letting our right hand rest on the right leg. It'll slide down as we take our left arm up and over. We'll come back to center and we'll switch our legs, bringing our right in, sending our left out. We're bringing our hands down in front of us. Thinking about our back nice and flat, we'll leave our left hand down as we reach our right arm up and back, looking over our right thumb. Then bringing the right hand down, carefully sitting back here. We're going to let that left hand rest on the leg so that it can slide down as we take our right arm up and over. Coming back to center, we're going to bring in our left foot to meet the right, finding ourselves in butterfly pose. Now, if it's intense on the hips or the knees, our feet move away from us a little here. So find what's comfortable for you. We can let our hands rest on our knees, on our ankles, or on our feet. And then we'll tuck our chin towards our chest and let our back round as we fold forward here. Then we'll carefully sit up tall. Leaving our legs in our butterfly pose, we're going to sweep our hands and arms behind us, letting the palms find the mat or the floor and maybe squeezing our shoulder blades together. If you find your wrist or sensitive, maybe the fingertips touch down or you're making a fist with your hand, we're going to lean a little to the left and take our right arm and make a few big circles back. Maybe our gaze follows our right thumb as we make one more big circle here. Then we'll put the right hand down, leaning right a little. We'll let our left arm make some big circles back. Maybe we're following that left thumb with our gaze as we make one more big circle. Letting the left hand come down, finding our center. We'll sit forward, and we're going to release our butterfly pose here, drawing our knees together. We'll sweep our legs around behind us as we make our way to tabletop, our hands and knees. As we're finding the pose, if you notice your knees are sensitive, don't hesitate to grab a blanket or pillow for support. If you wanted to rock back and fold up your mat so that there was more cushion, feel free. If those wrists are sensitive, maybe you make fists with the hands or get on your forearms here. I'm going to turn to the side. We'll lengthen our back and then work across the upper back to the shoulder. Let's round in cat. Drop the head and tailbone, pull the belly in, press the back up towards the ceiling. And then arch in cow, let the belly hang down, lift the head and tailbone up. Let's set our own pace here, so feel what's good for your body today. Welcome in that length. As you move a little here, maybe your awareness again turns to that gentle rainfall. Here it's a storm that's easy to weather. In fact, the rain that falls becomes a source of renewal. We'll take another movement or two, and then we'll find a flat back, and we'll sit back into child's pose. So we're bringing our bottom to our heels and letting our arms reach long in front of us as our forehead drops towards the mat. If you find that sitting back in your child's pose bothers your knees, don't be afraid to keep your hips and your bottom a little higher here. Make it right for you. Targeting the upper back and shoulders in this child's pose or a variation of it, we're going to turn our palms to face one another and draw the hands together in prayer. So our pinky fingers are pressing down towards the mat or the floor, and the thumbs face the ceiling. Then from here, we're going to bend our elbows so that our fingers point towards the ceiling. Our head hangs down, the neck relaxed. And if we like, we'll keep bending at the elbows so that we bring our thumbs towards the back of our neck. Then we'll release, reaching our arms out long, separating the palms and putting them down on the mat or floor. From our child's pose, we'll move to downward facing dog. So our toes tuck under, and we'll press our hips back and up, trying to keep our back as flat as we can here, and letting our head hang heavy. If we like, we can keep a bend or a softness in our knees. If we're finding this is too intense, we might return ourselves to tabletop or even child's pose instead. We get to make it right for us. If we like, we'll walk the dog, bend one knee, pressing the opposite heel down, and then switching. We'll take another movement or two, and then we'll come to stillness. We'll take a big breath in, and with our breath out, we'll bring our feet to our hands, finding a forward fold. Our back rounds and our head hangs down. That gentle rain fills our awareness. A source of renewal will begin to rock or sway a little, side to side. We'll make our way to stillness. We'll welcome in the gray clouds above us that bring this rain, seeing it in our mind's eye. And we'll hold on to this image as we inhale, softening our knees and sweeping our arms up, standing tall. Exhale, let the hands float down. Inhale, prayer at heart center, and exhale. We're going to step towards the top of our mat and move together through our sun salutation, letting it lengthen all the major muscle groups and listening to our bodies so that we make it right for us. With an inhale, we'll soften the knees and sweep the arms up. If we like, we'll lean back, remembering to breathe here. Then with an exhale, we'll swan dive, arms in a T, the back flat as we hinge from the hips, and then we'll round and hang down. And we'll bend or soften our knees, bringing our palms down to the mat or the floor. We'll take our right foot and step it back here. Feeling a bend in our front knee and seeing our toes beyond it, we'll raise our chest and arms, coming into our warrior one. We're going to press our back heel down and let those back toes turn out a little, keeping our bend in the front knee as we move to our warrior two. Our arms are in a T, and we're looking over our left fingertips. Keeping that bend in the front knee, from here we'll come to side angle. Bringing the left forearm to the thigh, we'll reach our right fingers up towards the ceiling. Maybe take our gaze towards the thumb and let our hips sink down a little. Then we'll take our gaze forward and we'll reach that right arm a little further over, lengthening the right side, maybe bringing that right bicep by the ear. Then keeping the bend in the front knee, we'll return to our warrior two, our arms in a T, our shoulders down from our ears. We'll cartwheel our hands down, letting them land on either side of the front foot. We'll turn our back heel up, and we're going to step our left foot back, coming into plank. If our back is sensitive, we'll place our knees down. If our wrists are sensitive, we can find our forearms. We'll begin to slowly lower down, bending at the elbows, letting the upper arms hug the rib cage. When we lay down flat, we'll press into our palms or our forearms, arching our back in our upward facing dog. Then we'll tuck our toes under and send the hips and tailbone high, coming into downward facing dog. Remembering that tabletop or child's pose would be a good option here. We're going to open up that hip space a little, whether we're in downward dog or in our tabletop. We'll take our right leg and begin to lift it up as high as we can so that we feel our right hip space open. We'll circle our right ankle a little, then we'll circle the other way. We'll let our foot come to stillness and we'll carefully bring it back down. We'll take a big breath in, and with our breath out, we'll bring our feet to our hands in our forward fold. With an inhale, we'll soften the knees and sweep the arms up, standing tall. Exhale, let the hands float down. Inhale, prayer at heart center. Exhale. Inhale, soften the knees, sweep the arms up, and we'll let ourselves breathe here if we like, tilting back. With a breath out, we'll swan dive. We'll bring our hands down to the mat or the floor, and we'll step our left foot back. Feeling a bend in our right knee, seeing our toes beyond it, we'll raise our chest and arms, finding our warrior one. Our back heel presses down, our toes out a little. We'll open to our warrior two. So we're looking over those right fingertips, keeping a bend in our front knee. We'll come to our side angle, opening along the hips and shoulders. Bring that right forearm, left fingers to the ceiling, and you can take your gaze up if you like. Then taking your gaze forward, we can reach that left arm over a little further, welcoming in that length. Squeezing our belly tight, we'll return to our warrior two. We'll cartwheel our hands down. We'll turn our back heel up and step our right foot back, coming into our plank. Remembering that we can modify it if we need to. And it's okay if this time through is different than the other. from our plank, we'll carefully lower down to our belly. We'll press into our palms or forearms, arching our back in our upward facing dog. Then we'll tuck our toes under and send the hips and tailbone high, finding our downward facing dog. Remembering that we can find tabletop or child's pose instead. If we like, we'll take our left leg and we'll lift it up as high as we can here. Letting that left hip space open a little, we'll circle the ankle. And we'll circle the other way. We'll let our foot come to stillness, and we'll carefully bring it back down. Take a big breath in, and with your breath out, bring the feet to the hands, finding your forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, let the hands float down. Inhale, prayer at heart center. Exhale. Dropping the hands to our sides, stepping our feet a little wider than hip distance apart. We'll begin to roll our shoulders up, back, and down. And as we move here, we might allow our eyes to be closed or softly gazing. In our mind's eye, we're seeing that gentle rainfall. We're welcoming it in as a source of renewal. And we'll take another shoulder roll or two. Then we'll leave the shoulders down. We might open the eyes or blink out of the softened gaze as we turn our toes out just slightly here. We're going to bend at the knees and press the hips back so that our hands can rest on our thighs, thumbs out and fingers in. From this horse pose, we'll take a gentle twist. Drop your right shoulder to the center, look over the left. Back to center. Let's round our back, tucking the chin towards the chest, pulling the belly in. And then let's arch, pressing the belly forward, lifting the chin, maybe taking the gaze upward or tilting the head back a little. Maybe in our mind's eye, we see that gray sky above and that gentle rainfall. Then find your flat back and drop the left shoulder to the center, looking over the right. Come back to center, and we'll round our back and carefully roll up. We'll step our feet together here. We'll return our hands to prayer. We're going to move through our sun salutation twice more today, and then we'll get ready for relaxation. With an inhale, soften the knees, sweep the arms up. If you like, lean back. With an exhale, swan dive. Let the palms find the mat, step the right foot back, raising the chest and arms with our front knee bent. We're finding our warrior one. Keeping that bend in the front knee, we're opening to our warrior two. And then sinking into side angle, left forearm to the thigh. Let's reach that right arm up and over. And now if we like, let's make 3 big circles forward with our right arm. Maybe our gaze follows the right thumb. And then we'll hold our side angle just a moment, reaching that right bicep by the ear, sinking the hips down. Tighten the belly, return to your warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down. Turn the back heel up, step the left foot back, find your plank. Squeezing the belly and bottom tight, lower down. Press into the palms or forearms, arching your back in your upward facing dog. Tuck the toes under. Send the hips and tailbone high in your downward facing dog. If you like, take tabletop or child's pose instead. We'll lift our right leg up as high as we can. And to deepen that hip opening, if we like, we might bend our right knee, like we're trying to point that right knee up towards the ceiling. Then we'll straighten our leg, carefully lower it down. Take a big breath in, and with our breath out, our feet find our hands in our forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, let the hands float down. Inhale, prayer. Exhale, last time through. Inhale, soften the knees, sweep the arms up. If you like, lean back. Exhale, swan dive. Let the palms find the mat. Step the left foot back. Plant the heel down, the toes turned out. Raise the chest and arms in your warrior one. Open to your warrior two. Come into your side angle, taking the forearm to the thigh. We're going to reach those left fingers up and over and begin to circle the left arm forward and around. One more big circle here. And we'll hold our side angle a moment, welcoming in that length. Then tightening our belly, we'll come back to our warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down. Turn the back heel up, step the right foot back into your plank, and then lower down to your belly. Press into the palms or forearms, arching your back in your upward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, hips and tailbone high in your downward facing dog. If you like, find tabletop or child's pose instead. And we'll take our left leg, if it's right for us, and lift it as high as we can, maybe bending the knee to deepen that hip opening. Then we'll straighten the leg, carefully bring it back down. We'll take a big breath in, and with our breath out, bring the feet to the hands, finding our forward fold. And we'll inhale, softening our knees, sweeping our arms up. Exhale, let the hands float down. Inhale, prayer at heart center, and exhale. Let the arms drop to your sides. Step the feet about mat distance apart. Allow your eyes to be closed or softly gazing. In your mind's eye, see that gentle rainfall. Let your shoulders roll forward. Take another shoulder roll and then leave them down. Our eyes can stay closed or softly gazing as we tilt to the right, pressing our left hip over, letting our head hang down the left side of the neck long. Making our way back to center, and then leaning left. The right hip pressing over, the head flopping to the side. And then carefully back to center, opening our eyes or blinking out of our softened gaze. We'll bring our feet together and carefully take a seat on our mat or floor here. It doesn't matter how you come down, but we'll be getting ready for relaxation. So if you wanted to grab your pillow or blanket or whatever would make you comfortable, feel free to find it. Before we come onto our backs, we'll let our legs go out long in front of us one last time. Our belly pulls in tight to support us, but our hands can be down if we needed them there. We'll point and flex our feet again. We'll hold our feet flexed, and we'll move with our breath, folding over here. Inhale, raise the hands and arms. Exhale, fold. Let yourself breathe here. Let the feet relax, tuck the chin towards the chest, pull the belly in, and slowly roll up. From here, we'll make our way onto our backs. Now you're welcome to just lay back, or you're welcome to lower slowly again. So you want room behind you, and I'll turn to the side. If you're lowering slowly, reach the arms forward at shoulder height. Tuck the chin to the chest. Feel the back round as the belly pulls in. Squeezing the belly and bottom tight. Slowly roll back and down. When you lay back, allow yourself to relax. It might take wiggling or adjusting. You might discover this position isn't comfortable and you move to something else. That's fine. You may take a moment here to grab the pillow or blanket so that you're as comfortable as you can be. Allow your eyes to be closed or softly gazing. Allow your breathing to slow down. And there isn't a right or wrong here. There's just our own slow rhythm. In our practice today, to help quiet the mind, we've welcomed in that image of a gentle rainstorm. Here we will see ourselves out in it. So allow the mind to quiet. Maybe a few raindrops fall here. See yourself now in your mind's eye out in a small rowboat on a pond. The sky above is gray. But you're safe here. Maybe you turn your face upward towards the gray clouds as you gently float. And begin to see the rain slowly fall. Ripples appear on the water. Maybe you feel the rain against your skin. Maybe the gentle rain continues to fall as you float and fades away. Try to see each drop in your mind's eye, the shape it takes, the ripples it makes on the water, the feel of it against your skin. Maybe water droplets land on your little rowboat. The rain that falls is a source of renewal for us. This is a gentle storm we can easily weather. We'll allow our face in our mind's eye to turn upward towards the gray clouds. We'll let the rain begin to fade. We'll wiggle our fingers and toes. We'll let them come to stillness. We feel relaxed and renewed. The rowboat we saw ourselves in drifts to shore. When we're ready, we'll roll on to our side. We might curl our knees in so that our back can round. We might use the hand or arm as a pillow for support. We're taking a moment to welcome in that renewal. And then we'll press ourselves up, returning to a comfortable seated position. And we'll take another breath together. Inhale, raise the hands and arms, palms together in prayer. Exhale to heart center. Namaste.